I was maybe like 25 or so. I went to Cedar Point, which is in Ohio, which is like a big roller coaster like place in Ohio. It's very famous. And I rode so many damn roller coasters there, and it was okay. Everyone in my family thought it was extremely funny how serious I looked on every roller coaster. The way I got through it was like, in my brain, I was just like, I'm a mech pilot, I'm a mech pilot, I'm a mech pilot. That's literally the only other reason that I made it through that shit alive.
Hello, welcome to the Weeaboo TrashTalk, your number one unranked weekly anime podcast for the last time unranked, probably. I did some experimenting. When we do post on there, we don't control when the post goes up, so we'll see how the ranking looks. I don't know if I'll be able to see that. We should be able to, but whatever. Either way, we're going to have to change the intro next week. Congratulations. Welcome. If you're a long-time listener, you made it through pre-production with us. Congrats.
Why are you still here?
Anyway, we meet up every Wednesday at 9:30-ish p.m. Central Time, not Mountain Time. We didn't get there this week. Silence, all of you. We come to you live for our trash takes on anime news, host topics, and what we've been watching right here at twitch.tv/CLSP. Please remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming, and one free monthly Twitch sub for any channel. I'd like to be that channel for you, but if not, we made it out of pre-production. 42 episodes. We managed 42 episodes in a year as a little indie group. Getting things set, and now we are officially on episode 1. No pre-production. This is episode 1, the first official episode that will be recorded and thrown up on podcast services tomorrow at some point. I don't know exact times because we're still learning, but we did it. We did it. We've earned your sub.
What's the date for tomorrow? What's the date for tomorrow?
July 1st. That doesn't matter because this is episode 1 on Wednesday, June 30th. 2021. Last day of Pride Month. Oh, we got something for you. We got something for you in here. No, anyway. There's no excuse. I want your sub. I'm being dead serious. I want your sub. I'm your host, Silas P. You can call me P. As always, I'm joined by my two co-hosts, El Chefe himself, Mingo of At Cooking with Chefe on Facebook.
Hello, kiddos. I'm so proud of y'all. I'm proud of myself. Not really. I still feel like I'm gonna catch on fire one of these days. But anywho's I'm proud of Carlito.
I mean, I'm sure you will. My question is, I need to make sure I'm prepared to film it.
You should be.
That's the plan. Alongside the world's number one meal enthusiast, Gallon of Gallon Zeros on Twitter and Twitch.
It is Thursday, July 1st, and I'm going to make this my bit until I force Carlos to say them both in the intro. How's it going?
No, we're recording live. We're recording live on Wednesday, the 30th. We will post on the 1st of July. It's literally going to be a new month tomorrow.
You gotta let them know when it is if they're listening to the recorded version.
If they're listening to the recorded version, they're on a phone, they're on a computer, they're on somewhere that they can go and look at their calculator. Except for me, because last week when I tried using a calculator, it wouldn't load for some reason. I don't know. Something weird happened on my computer, so I couldn't see it then. But then I just switched my phone. Either way, everyone's got a way to see what date it is. If you're confused on what date it is right now, it is December 21st, 1997.
That's not true at all. That's the last date it is.
It is if you're doing the right thing on Christmas and you're watching Die Hard. Let's see here. But yeah, no, this is episode 1. Officially, we are out of pre-production. Congratulations to everybody who's been here with us the whole way. If you have not been here the whole way, this is your first time listening. Congratulations, you missed absolutely nothing.
You missed the garbage.
Yeah. Congratulations, you came at a time when we have a format. And
this is guaranteed to be good.
Oh, by the way,
and may not be good.
This is a forewarning to everyone. I meant to say this before in the group meeting before we start the show. I'm saying it now. I have now begun to hear the filler phrase, everywhere, because everyone uses it. I promise you, this is a little gift for you. Wherever you are in life and someone's talking to you, listen carefully. Listen for when they say, I watched an interview recently of the actor who plays Han in the Fast and the Furious series. For some reason, I don't know why. I ended up on this video.
You know why.
No, I really don't. I don't know what the analytics were, but that individual says so many times. I just thought, there you go, right
You
there.
just said it. You
You
just said
see?
it.
You see? It's everywhere.
You
I
didn't do
developed.
that on purpose either.
I didn't. I developed a
Mm-mm.
twitch over this. So next time you hear someone talking to you, listen carefully. Keep track of how many times they say because depending on how this recording goes when I'm editing it, I may start a swear jar, and whoever loses every week may owe everybody else lunch.
Fun fact, a good way to break
There you go.
saying you. Yeah, but this is
Mingo,
the start of
Mingo did
things,
that on
not a.
purpose.
Yeah, this is the setup. To say is to say that you have knowledge, which means you do not feel it. To understand is to actually acknowledge the fact that you take hold of what you just learned.
Do you understand what I am saying?
Now you got to say it like Butters.
So anyway, this week we're gonna go ahead and start off with, as always, what we've been watching,
This is my
and
time
with
to
the
shine.
mindset of fresh in our brains. Mingo, you volunteered to go first, so I will get the tally started.
Well, like Anywho's, so I've actually been a busy bee. I finished. I'm gonna start off with the fun one. Or actually, I'll start off with what we've been talking about. What you just mentioned last week, Carlito. I finished the Dragon Ghost house hunting.
All right, let me get you queued up here. Go ahead.
I really enjoyed it. I think you undersold the whole video game aspect of it. It is everywhere.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Like when I said that with the mindset of I had only seen the first 3 episodes of it,
Mm.
so I didn't
So
know
yeah,
how far it goes.
it goes. It goes. Like you really do get that like everywhere in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it would literally make you think it's an isekai.
Right?
But I think it's more or less like a meta joke, kind of like Konosuba on the isekai genre. Because there's actually a scene in there where the heroes call themselves heroes, and he acknowledges it, and he's like, "That's cringy."
Yeah.
And I loved every moment of that because it. I like the other aspect of how heroes are viewed. They're most of the time when you get heroes in anime or like heroes in isekai format, they're painted as like top tier, really good guys and all that. And in the Dragon Ghost House Hunt, it's more of a like a joke on them. Like it shows like the brutality side of them, and it's funny because these consistent heroes just constantly get shit on. Honestly, really good. My main issue with the art's really good. Story's very well paced. My only issue is that I wish they would have did more with the main character in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's a cute, fun way they did him because him being a dragon, not following the stereotype.
Yeah.
But through everything that he's been through, I wish they would have gave him just a little bit more as opposed to what you get in the final episode. Like that's my only complaint on it. I feel like he got no real growth.
Mm.
And it could be just to like set up for another season or so.
That's entirely possible.
But I still feel like they could have gave him something because like it just didn't feel like he grew in my eyes.
No, I get you. Like I can probably see that. Like, because depending, this one the 3 episodes. After the third episode, which is the one that was a house being built. At that point, I was like, oh, are we just not? Are we just done at this point? Is this just the actual story after this? Right up until the end of that episode, I could kind of tell like, oh, it's entirely possible they're just gonna keep doing this the whole season. That maybe this isn't gonna be a show about like character building or anything of that nature, which I was fine with. I came here essentially for the feels of the show of it, being a cute little funny show that is just very true to its nature. That's okay with me.
And like honestly though, like but the funny thing is, and you'll see it later on, I won't try and spoil too much for you,
Yeah.
but by episode 3, who he's traveling with,
Mm-hmm.
you see how he develops into that character. And that kind of hinders the MC's character a bit, considering that they were able to show that much growth within 2-3 episodes as opposed to a whole 12 episode series for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like it's cool if they wanted to stick with that gimmick, but like at the same time, it's like might want a better payoff. So I'm hoping that there's a second season for it coming.
Can you see a second season happening before it ends?
Yeah, because it can still go on.
Okay, cool.
After that, I finished Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle.
Pulling that up right now. There
Oh,
you go.
honestly, it's a dream. It's a beautiful dream. It literally fights like all these stereotypes of a lot of animes. You know, the whole captured princess trope.
Yeah.
That goes out the door.
What
It turns more into a Rorschach. I'm not trapped here with you. You're trapped here with me.
Exactly. And what I really like about it is the princess is antagonistic, but still the protagonist. But they don't do the very like tropey default thing of, oh, she's actually evil, maniacal, making everyone suffer. No, she's legit just being true to her character, and that character has one focus of getting them memes, and hijinks ensue around from that. And it's very genuine. She's not being, in my opinion at least, a trope of the malicious, mischievous princess. She's just trying to do her thing. Anybody gets in her way, you're gonna find a way around it, but without being the trope. And it's so cool how hard it can go sometimes, but in the most hilarious way possible.
I just love the whole contrast of demons calling this adorable princess malicious, vicious, horrifying, because it's true. She is. That little girl is ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, folks, all these characters in this show are sentient beings, and she goes and runs through them.
Like they're
And
go ahead.
it's just hilarious. I loved everything about. I loved it so much that I was able to catch a GIF of the ED and turn it into a motion. Not a GIF, but I was able to catch a picture of a part of the ED, and I turned it into a GIF with some moving parts. That's how much I loved it. I sent it in the chat, I believe.
No, that GIF is my lock screen.
Hold on. You can put a GIF as a lock screen?
Yeah, it treats it like a video.
Yeah. Here.
I have an old phone, y'all.
How'd you have my phone? No, you still have the 7, right?
Yeah.
No, I think you can still do it. I think. Maybe. I don't know.
Probably not. That is fucking adorable though. I love it. Did your phone like elongate it, Carlos, or
What do you mean?
the GIF, or is it just like squared on your phone?
Oh,
it looks like a perfect square to me.
No, what actually it's a rectangle, because that's what the phone is. It's an ultra wide, basically. All phones are kind of ultra wide.
Hold on.
Yeah, because of how rectangular phones are. So it's the same square video that Mingo made.
Oh, it's just cropped.
Yeah, it's just cropped.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. All right.
I cut out a lot of the stuff so that way it would fit better on the screen and have a better focus.
Whatever you use for that, by the way, send that my way so I can learn how to do that.
It's a app called Canva. Well, I use multiple apps. Give me a second.
Canva. Hold on. I just used that to update a fucking resume.
No, not Canva. My bad.
Okay.
Well, I use Canva too for my logo edits, but
I mean, if they can edit GIFs,
you need stories with it's story with a Z.
Like Fighter Z.
Yeah. And I also use background eraser just in case. Not usually for my GIF videos, but stories.
I can't believe this is what's gonna fucking break apart the podcast. Can you, Carlos?
I could see it coming. Yeah.
I'm installing a number of them too.
I'm installing it right now, so.
No, y'all don't understand what I'm saying. Carlos made a snide remark about this before, but it's GIF. Is this how I get kicked off the podcast?
What GIF? Yes, it's GIF.
Because I'm gonna die on this fucking hill.
What do you want me to say, GIF?
You've been saying GIF. I want you to say GIF.
Mingo, do you not hear yourself?
Nah. Sometimes I go black. No, just blackout.
Okay, I literally thought you were just fucking with me.
No, like I fully believe that you intended to say GIF. I was just like, no, I'm
You
not. I'm
said
not gonna.
GIF like 3 times,
Yeah.
and then you acted like you never said GIF in your life right there. I was about to explode.
I'm not gonna lie with y'all that when it comes to like small ass words and pronunciations, I'm not always gonna say at the same time. All right, I thought frolicking was frolicking at one point in time.
Yo, hey, you know what? Give me a good fro. I'll lick it.
What
Technically
about
speaking,
mohawks?
before my hair gets too heavy, it is a
That's
fro.
molicking.
Oh, it says
Okay. So Mingo, you done with Sleep Princess then?
and then the last one will be I just started it with my brother. Oh, I forgot to mention this, but me and my brother, I mentioned this before, how we go back and forth on animes.
Yes.
So, I've my bad, Carlito. But we also finished Violet Evergarden.
Oh,
Oh, you said you were in the middle of that last week, right?
Yeah, I forgot that we finished it. Possibly due to the depression that I was feeling from episode 10.
I've heard that's the common. Yes, I heard. I heard that's the play.
Did you watch the movie?
I haven't watched the movies yet, but after episode 10, nothing's gonna compare. I also shared with him it's the I can never say the name right, but it's the one with the father's a manga artist.
Oh,
We finished that. Honestly, kiddos, go watch Violet Evergarden. It is beautiful. It's gonna
Just
take you on some turns.
just make sure you watch it with someone you trust, because you're probably gonna be hugging by the end of it.
Hugging, crying, eating out of depression.
Those
You
emotions are
take
gonna
your
come
pick.
for you. You cannot fight them. I haven't
In
seen
the
it
words,
myself because I'm waiting for the person I know really likes it to come over and watch it with me. One, so I can re-traumatize them, but two, because I'm not going through this alone.
in the
I'm gonna
words of
have
Fat
someone.
Bastard,
What?
go ahead.
I would say if I'm going through this, I'm going through this with somebody I know will be crying worse than I am already, even if they've already seen.
It is. I cannot put it into words. Y'all just go watch it, and then you can blow us up later. If you want, follow the other one that I said right after that. I didn't even say the name. What is it? Kushi Goto or something like that.
oh, Kakushigoto.
There you
There
go,
you go.
Kakushi
I knew
Goto.
as long as one of y'all got close to it, I would fucking remember.
I
Like
I
Noah
was not
telling you,
even gonna
young.
try again.
That one's also really good. Watch it. It's in dub. It's on Funimation. Violet Evergarden's on Netflix. It also has a dub. Just realize that you're gonna be in for a roller coaster of emotions. And last but not least, we started watching I Was Reincarnated as a Spider, So What?
I'm sorry. The official name is So I'm a Spider. So what?
There you go.
I'm sorry. You're biting slime style, and I can't stand for that.
I like to bite slimes. They're chewy and squishy.
That's eating Jello, Mingo. Go on.
See, we talked about this. I need something that actually has some bite to it. This is in the pre-show.
We'll come get one of these spicy chicken sandwiches that I made. They're grilled and they're healthy.
If you know what, Mingo, I will come get that as long as I don't work at 1 o'clock.
This
Yeah.
a race now suddenly? Because I will be there first.
Mingo said there were two.
I heard him.
There's one spicy and then there's one lemon pepper.
Oh, lemon pepper. That's not bad.
Lemon pepper, rosemary, garlic, onion. Came out really good.
Oh, we're gonna stay on the fact that you said there were two, as if that was gonna affect me.
But at least when there's two, you could share. Ostensibly, you could share.
You heard the word "could" in there, right?
I I know what I said.
But that is all that I've seen. And if y'all get a chance, go to the chat. I'm sending y'all the ones that I've made. There's also another one in there that I've made, but I'm not gonna send it because it's pretty cursed.
Well, actually, before we take off from that, Mingo, and I do apologize. I feel like we really derailed that. Did you mention if whether or not you actually did enjoy So I'm a Spider, So What? I feel like we just been off on our
Oh,
own thing.
You
I,
literally you literally said so. I watched this and then I corrected you on the name, and
and
it,
then we
it
completely left it.
yeah.
I loved it. I love it. I'm loving it so far. It's very fun.
Okay.
Um, I'm getting reincarnated as a slime kind of vibes, but not as OP as Rimuru. It's a good build up. It's not just like bam, we're there. No,
How
it's
is it?
working to get there.
How is it with the how can I say this? How is it with like the infrastructure building and like the societal like build up stuff? How's that?
It's very nice actually. So it kind of follow. It feels like it follows two plot points.
Hmm.
You have one of the spider, and you have another one of another set of characters. I won't mention it because it's part of the story and all that.
Hmm.
Well, I should
But
probably say I think it's probably saying it right now in the trailer of the classmates.
yeah,
Like
that's
it's
the other
initially
plot.
yes the initial announcement for it. But sorry, go on.
So so yeah, like it's pretty much you follow those two, and right now it's world different, and you can see that and you can feel it, and I really enjoy that because you're immersed into both, but you can feel one or the other. It really creates a good sense of like two different viewpoints. TG looks really good on there too,
Really? That's not something
but
you say.
exactly. But my brother warned me that later on it's gonna get a little
Copy.
yeah. So
I
as
thought the spider was gonna end up dating its daughter.
God, I hope not. Don't say such things. It's gross.
Don't get
Go to
that
your room.
graphic in here.
Go to your room.
Talking to
No
me
hen
or the rice?
no hentai time for you today.
Really?
I
That
legit
laugh
thought
of
you were.
all things? That laugh of all things?
I legit thought he was talking to a dog or something.
No, I was talking to you. Why would I tell my dog no hentai time for him today?
No, but the way you said "go to your room"
Go
felt
to your.
very much ashamed animal. I'm
It's
never
because I.
ashamed. That's a
It's because
lie.
I
I'm
said it
always
like
ashamed.
I said it like Peter Griffin to Meg. Go to your
God
room.
damn
Oh
it!
my.
This is an anime podcast. You get that shit out of here.
Now I gotta go to my room. Look what you did.
Good news is I'm
No,
already in my room, so you can't stop me. I'm invincible.
well, I'm in my own apartment, so everywhere's my room.
Okay, flex, flex, flex.
I don't know, no flex in here. I'm broke.
All right, so Spider, you satisfied this time ago? Did we let you actually say
Yeah.
something?
Look, it's not just me. We're all on tangent tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an energy of we're launching in the air, so
Was energy of relaunching, and someone dared to question my commitment to this Mingo's cooking. So, like that just woke me up.
no, I literally just said I would eat a sandwich too, save some for me, and you got really offended.
I did.
See, look, fuck Popeyes. Fight over my chicken sandwich.
I want to.
We are currently are.
Hell yeah. It's gonna be like the
If
battle of
you
a skyscraper.
if you think I just will not sleep again to make sure I'm the first one that can get there when you wake up tomorrow,
Carlos, I literally said as long as I'm not working at 1 p.m., you can beat me by a fair margin easy.
we both know my brain doesn't work that way.
Though
That's
before they bounce off of me, if y'all want to see what these delicious sandwiches look like, go to Cooking with Chefe at Facebook.
That's no
damn.
G.
No G.
Mingo just fucking plugged in the middle of the show. Are we allowed to do that?
Yes, that's the whole
Yes.
point of it.
I thought the whole point was to talk about anime.
Do you not think
Well,
I don't cook like an anime character? I
in
was
the
caught on
spirit,
fire for God's
yes.
sakes.
Okay, yeah, we this is the thing. That's Mingo's specialty is catching on fire. If Mingo was in the last part of Food Wars, he would catch on fire to roast the whole chicken.
Shit. I would
Catch
catch
on
on
fire
fire.
and then you'd hug the chicken. It's like the can you cook a chicken by slapping it, except you hug it while you're on fire.
You know what? Real quick, fun story. Uh, when I went to go apply at the at one of the other kitchens at a bank,
Mm-hmm.
they gave me chicken, and then like I didn't know where their meat tenderizer was, so I was like, all right, I got fists, so I fucking flattened it with my fist. Yes, I wore
That's
gloves, kids.
incredible. Let's
Always wear gloves.
go.
And yeah, Don't ever forget your fist can tenderize.
Did you get the job there and just not take it, or?
Nah, I fucked up somewhere else, but that's different.
I'm sorry. It sounds
what,
like you
what
should have gotten it.
what movie was it where it was Method Man who at the end of it he has a cooking show and it's him beating up the meat?
Oh my god, that sounds so familiar.
I don't
Uh,
know, but I want
That
to
had
watch
to be
this
a
show now.
2000s joint, right?
yeah, it
I'm not
had to be.
tripping.
It had to be.
Oh my
Uh,
god, yeah, I
hold
can't
on.
pull it out of my brain, but
Before we continue on with anime, we need to find out Method Man.
I mean, you're next up anyway, so the show waits for
Hey, Wu Tang ain't nothing to fuck with, and they all about the anime. That is fact.
Why would I? My baby's daddy. Why would I watch this?
Maybe you
because
were
it's the
just binging on
2000s and you were
Netflix.
with friends
Oh,
But
no, you were watching late night Comedy Central.
or HBO at like a friend's house when everybody was way too stoned.
no, it's bingo. It was Comedy Central. I didn't watch this. I would always just make it to the end. So okay, like just flipping through channels. Okay, no, that makes sense now. Now I know. Now I know. But if you haven't seen it, look up that piece. We're not gonna put it on here because copyright. But yeah.
And also, we're anime podcast. Unless
Oh, there's that too. Yeah. Hi, welcome to episode 1. All right then. So then I guess I'll be up next.
Never. I'm taking this podcast by the
You ain't
horns.
you ain't taking no chicken. You ain't taking no podcast.
damn,
You waiting your turn.
he brought the chicken into the.
All right, so this week, the first thing I went ahead and watched, let me tell y'all something. I couldn't win this week. I couldn't win
Get the worst one out of the way.
that's what I'm about to do. So this week, I decided I was super excited to really give it a chance and see what's going to happen. I had bad feelings about this, but I was like, no, I love Godzilla. Godzilla loves me. I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot. So I watched the premiere season, hopefully only season, of Godzilla Singular Point on Netflix.
You sound defeated, Carlito. Are you okay?
I was defeated. This took me 10 hours to watch. It's 12 episodes. The trailer, I'm going to go back real quick. That little part right here, where you see Godzilla on there, that's could in some portions be considered a good 10th of the amount of time he's shown in this entire 12 episode anime.
What?
But how was Jet Jaguar?
Don't say that name to me ever again. I have to say it enough as it is.
But I love him.
Don't worry. It don't make you hate him. Godzilla Singular Point. Think if someone made Shin Godzilla, but then for some reason decided, let's not show really, or talk about really, or focus on at all the events happening in the city where Shin Godzilla is taking place. Let's instead follow a bunch of one-dimensional characters that we're supposed to like because, oh, they're scientists, aren't they clever, as they solve a seemingly time travel story.
What?
Yo, I can't tell you what this movie was about. I'm being dead serious. I cannot tell you what this movie was about because I don't even know why Godzilla was a threat in this movie other than the fact that he shows up and starts wrecking the city. Which, again, he does not show up until episode 7.
And apparently for 5 minutes?
Yeah. Not even. Not even. Like,
Jesus.
Godzilla doesn't officially show up until episode 7 in this series, and I don't know. Don't watch this. Like, I don't know how to put this. Like, this is very much someone saw Shin Godzilla and was like, I like Shin Godzilla. The person who made Shin Godzilla really likes Evangelion. I really like Evangelion. I bet I can get this deep too. And that's why they made a sci-fi story.
Wait, the person that made Shin Godzilla doesn't like Evangelion. They made Evangelion.
That explains a lot. But
oh, okay, I was just
like,
I don't want to give Anno anything, but apparently Shin Godzilla is good. So
no, Shin Godzilla is easily, in terms of, I would say, out of Japan Godzillas, I might give Shin Godzilla my favorite. But we're not going to talk about that right now. No, we will not talk about that, not because I don't want to talk about Shin Godzilla, but because we will not have positivity in this review. It will not be positive. It will be anger, it will be hatred, it will be hours of my life I will never get back.
12 episodes.
12 episodes, you don't see Godzilla appear until the 7th, and you really don't... The story doesn't take place in the city Godzilla is in until, like, episode 12.
So why are you watching it?
Because you're supposed to be very impressed by this person's take on science, on sci-fi. I had one person who... Let me go ahead. I'm not going to say exactly what they said because I don't want to get in trouble, but I was live tweeting this, as I normally do with anime. And one person felt that they needed to go ahead and say something against all my negativity. Let me see here. A story about like a group of misfits and scientific outcasts coming together to figure out how to stop the end of the world, dealing with a lot of the themes and throwbacks to the original Godzilla series. And even though, I was saying it's damn near impossible to understand what's going on in this series because they're so busy explaining scientific fact that there is a lot of fat that needs to get trimmed. They're just so busy describing a scientific fact and scientific theory and how clever and smart they are that they never stop to really write a story. They never stop to make you care about the characters. There's never a point where I have any understanding. I don't know why the monsters are even a threat outside of the fact that they are monsters, therefore they are a threat. They make Rodan, of all people, into basically an ad character. They refer to all the small little flying things, those red things you're seeing in the trailer. That's what they call Rodans. Not Rodan, Rodans. Rodan has been reduced to an ad. And as the primary, like, the dealing with that thing. And then just, they don't really have the other monsters and whatnot. And I don't understand. I don't understand the concept behind, I'm sorry, I get off track, because I'm making about as much sense, I feel, as the series itself does, in all honesty. Because the way I'm talking right now all over the place, that's basically how this series is written. It's terrible. But no, so someone was saying, it's about, like a classic trope of the scientists coming together to solve the problem brought about by Godzilla, with a lot of, like, throwbacks to the classic Godzilla things that nature and how it wasn't that complicated if you're just sitting down and paying attention. No. You see, what I'm saying, I'm not saying I didn't get all that, because I did get all that. That all was very obvious if you're a big Godzilla fan like I am. I'm saying they did a piss-poor job of it that is fucking embarrassing. I legitimately could not. I tried to force myself. I could not keep my attention on this series with what they were doing for more than 2 minutes at any one time. Because I would keep wandering off and doing something else. Not because I was being passive-aggressive towards anything. It's just the way that they speak, the way that they talk about things. They're just reciting more scientific theories. They're not really characters that are there to make you feel anything. They're just there to sound smart and say things that, think of, as much as I hate to say this, think if someone thought they were Christopher Nolan and the way he does his sci-fi films of, things are, use enough smart words in the right way and people think you're a goddamn genius. But I will give him this. He knows how to write a narrative with his characters, even if you don't remember them. They don't do that here. Because once again, I cannot stress this enough. I have no idea what the point or the threat in this series was after watching all the way through. I could not tell you. Put a gun to my head and I'm getting the bullet, because I cannot tell you. I tried over and over again to understand what is happening here, and it wasn't worth anything. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know why this is even a Godzilla series. This could have been, like, anything. This could have just been a regular sci-fi thing. It is such a waste of time. I'm so upset at this. Like, once again, only 12 episodes. It took me 10 hours to watch it all, because I kept pausing for the sake of, like, I want to understand. I love Godzilla. I really do. But this was just terrible. And the number of people I see defending it are just the same people. Like, once again, so I think I said it on here. The tweet's too far away. It's not going to bother with it. I wouldn't want to put that burn out there anyway. If you're a big fan of Eva, I don't think you guys have had anything here recently to go ahead and feed your superiority complex. But here you go. You're going to be well fed today. So you enjoy that. It was easier to follow the nonsensical narrative in Godzilla versus Kong than this. The characters.
I was going to bring that up.
The characters in Godzilla vs. Kong had more dimensions to them than the characters in this. They are, I swear, and I keep coming back to these characters because they're all you really follow in the series. You don't deal anything with Godzilla, really. Because again, I keep saying this, I can't believe it. I don't know why Godzilla was a threat other than he showed up and he started screwing up a city. And the way it ends, I can't even really spoil the way it ends because I'm not really sure what happened to cause it to end. There was a fight. I don't know what caused the fight. I honestly don't remember if they kill Godzilla or if he walks away. I was watching it the whole time. It just didn't stick because, once again, at that point, my brain was so fried from the nonsensical nature of this entire series, nothing stuck. It's just so ridiculous. But don't worry, your ever-loving friends are gonna convince you that it's so deep and that it's worth watching, and you'll have fun. And then, next up, I finally sat down, because the Demon Slayer movie was on Funimation. I was like, you know what? No, now's the time. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna commit, I'm gonna actually watch the Demon Slayer anime. Just to be clear.
Doesn't like fun.
We all watched Demon Slayer, right?
Ooh, yeah, we all watched it. I believe Mingo watched this movie a while ago.
Well, first I'm going to do the anime. I just want to make sure we all saw the
film. No, I know. But
okay.
I believe Mingo saw the movie before any of us. You saw it in theaters, right, Mingo?
I saw it in theaters. I saw it at home.
You saw it on the toilet. Yeah. It's just everywhere.
You're goddamn right.
So I watched it, and when I say I couldn't win this week, I mean it, because I'm going to tell y'all this. I came into the Demon Slayer anime thinking, you know what? I read the whole manga. I know everything that's happening. I know more than everybody else here on the podcast so far because I've actually finished the whole thing. And that's why I have such a negative feeling towards Demon Slayer, because I actually know everything that y'all are yet to experience. And I gotta be my biggest thing here with Demon Slayer was, oh, well, I'm sure it's gonna be a much better anime than it is a manga, because in a manga, the stills are kind of hard to tell what's going on because of the nature of Demon Slayer, the way they fight with the different forms and the art forms and all that. It's a bit of a messy page, in all honesty. It's a beautiful page, but it's a messy page to go ahead and read and really get into. So I was looking forward to this for the sake of like, oh, it's going to be a lot more clear what's going on. And you know what? I was correct. It was a lot more clear, but it's still the same narrative. It's still the same one-dimensional characters that don't really grow, in all honesty. And it does still do the thing. And this is a very personal thing. I'm not going to go too far into it, but I have a deep history with the themes of trauma, abuse, redemption, things of that nature. I understand people's concept of, how much they love Tanjiro and, oh, he's such a sweet little boy and he sees the good in everyone, things of that nature. I very much am anti that, for the sake of I have both in real experience and also people I've talked to who are victims of such a thing, trauma and things of that nature and abuse, that the kind of very campy, fake way that they resolve redemption in this series, honestly, is so not realistic. And how would I put this? I'm looking for the right word. Everything about the redemption arc, the way that Tanjiro is with the demons that he kills in here, I honestly hate it. Not because I don't want a character like that, but because I feel it's honestly cheap and false in how they go ahead and do it. It's too one-dimensional. It's too simple. It's too easy. It's not true redemption or remorse. And because of that, I don't just not buy it. I actively hate the way that those themes are represented in Demon Slayer, and they're all the main representation in Demon Slayer throughout the entire series. So I just always hate them because it feels so very weak to me. I don't think it
I'm
does
gonna
redemption right.
I'm gonna interject real quick.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I agree with you to the extent, only for the fact that like they did do a cheap grab for that emotional take with the first villain they fight. That because that was my issue with the movie.
What? Oh,
Like,
okay. I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
The first
wait.
the demon they fight
Well,
in that movie.
before we
Oh,
get
okay.
to the before,
I thought you meant the series.
yeah, I'm
No,
gonna say
not in the series. Personally, in
Carlos
the
Carlos is still
series,
on the series.
yeah, I'm still on the series. I haven't gotten the movie just yet, but no, I
yeah,
get
but
you.
like, yeah, in the movie though, they play for a cheap grab like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, yo, you didn't need to try to go for that.
Yeah.
There was no point for that. But like, I don't know. For me personally, I enjoy. I don't mind how they build Kanjuro, because I mean, in essence, he's on a different stages because it's not about revenge. It's not about
Mm-hmm.
he's all about just trying to get his sister back.
Yeah, and like I said, and I started that. I want to make sure I'm putting proper emphasis on this. When I say the things I am about how cheap I feel the thoughts of redemption, the action of it, and Tanjiro character is in the series, that is not. I believe it's written poorly, or I'm not approaching this at all with the same negativity I am for like what I just did with Godzilla. That whole bit on there, I I understand what they're going for, but because I have a very deep-seated history with this personally, that is why I have such a huge problem with Demon Slayer's narrative and storytelling. It's a very personal thing. So I'm not trying to shit on that for anybody else who disagrees. I totally get where you're coming from. This is a very it's a Demon Slayer is oddly for something that I ultimately, as a whole, after completing the entire series, don't really like that much. I don't have a very positive opinion of at all. I still regard it as a really good series. I really do. I just or I no I don't do that at all. Actually,
Well, back the
I
fuck up, because I'm here to shit on your feelings, Carlos.
yeah
They don't mean shit.
yeah.
I
I'm
I love this
What
gentleman.
I feel is I understand why it speaks to so many people. I really do, and I don't want to take away from that. It's like I said, it's a very personal thing of why I'm on there. But a part of that, on top of that as well, was like I was looking forward to the animation in the series, and I got to be honest. After the year we've had, and I think I even mentioned this last week as well. After the year we've had in animation, when I go back now and watch Demon Slayer, I was actually relatively disappointed by the animation. I didn't think it was bad. It's very good. Honestly, it really is. Off and on, but I think we're kind of, for me at least, it's suffered in certain ways, and because like we have like all the highlights here that are playing in the trailer, and you can tell it looks like great animation. In this series, though, I was watching it like in full motion context of the episodes themselves. I didn't like them that much because this is effectively what the manga is. Like you can kind of pause any scene in the anime, and you'll probably get a still from the manga. Which is why, once again, I will give her credit. That looks really, really cool. I think what I'm just used to now at this point is that we don't get in the series really compared to the manga. Is they don't do addition to the scenes that require the heavy animation. Because Demon Slayer, the
There's a
manga,
lack of interpretation in battle scenes and stuff. You mean?
I guess you could say that. I think it'd be, I don't know if it's interpretation. I think it
Well,
would be more,
addition to me says that they're not adding their own things and they're just copying one to one,
mm-hmm,
and that to me comes down to interpretation of how the fights go.
yeah. Yeah, okay. So I can kind of go with that, yeah. Because my thing is, I do not believe the animation Demon Slayer is bad. I was just hoping that it really was going to speak more, as opposed to kind of just been more the stills in the manga given a bit more motion.
Hmm.
I will say, like I said, if you are experiencing Demon Slayer, I will say the anime is the best way to do it. The manga for me was a bit of a hard read. Its saving grace was that it was so short. It's only a little over 200 chapters. But if you're gonna enjoy Demon Slayer, I absolutely say stick with the anime because this is this is better than the manga. But at the same time, and certain things like with Tanjiro, whenever, especially for him, especially because he has his water style, the way that he moves. A lot of it is like the same thing that we now kind of saw so often with Jujutsu Kaisen, where it is the hand-drawn character themselves moving in the air with the 3D render behind them being the actual motion to give that sense of the motion, but they have the animation on the character. They do that pretty well, but so much of it in the way it's drawn, like for me, like once again, and this could be a blessing and the curse of the TV that I'm watching on, where things do kind of come in very clear on the frame rates, so that it seems very much like, oh, there's just this drawn character, semi-moving, but you can kind of tell the character isn't moving, it's the background moving, and they just have the simple motion of the character on there. So for me, because of the way I watched it, it just wasn't, it didn't sell me that much. Like there are scenes where they do it great. I don't want to take away from that, but just overall, I really was hoping they would. I was hoping they just do more with the fights. I was hoping they expand on them, because they don't expand on them very much in the manga. The manga is kind of just the special moves, in all honesty, because once again, limitations of the page, they can't draw a whole lot in the manga with that. The manga is kind of like just a lot of really special effects. So that plus the story, I do not enjoy characters I feel are one-dimensional. I couldn't get with it. Like I really couldn't, and it was a struggle to get through. I couldn't believe that the spider arc was 6 episodes. Like, that just blew my mind, because this is, and I've said it before, the best of Demon Slayer is yet to come. This is all the slow, boring parts, in all honesty. And I was just surprised, though, because I remember liking the spider arc in the manga, but I didn't like an anime format. I didn't like the other fights either, really, or the other arcs, really. But like I said, that's just on the anime itself. I don't recommend it. This is very personal. I'm saying it's not for me. Like, you have to take this with the stance of, I ultimately do not care much for Demon Slayer. But I was hoping they would do a lot more exposition, I guess, almost. Because that is what Demon Slayer lacks, in my opinion, exposition. But at the same time, I don't know if they would want to. It feels like maybe they're keeping in with the manga, because the manga doesn't do exposition a whole lot. Again, the manga is pretty short for a shonen that got as popular as it does, and has as many characters as it does. And I don't want to go too far into details in terms of why I am the way on it, because I feel it would give too many narrative themes spoilery away. Not anything like plot-wise, but narrative, I think it would just ruin things. So I'm going to leave it at that. I didn't really enjoy the anime itself. But then I went in to the movie. I'm going to be honest with you. I've said it before. I think I've said it like way, way, way early in the other episodes of the podcast. The Mugen Train arc in the manga is like the most boring arc out of all of them. It is like,
I can see that. Yeah. So heads up to everybody expecting me to say something about what I watch. This is what I watch. So I'm piggybacking on Carlos here. So I'm going to be interrupting and making my voice heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, after watching that, I can see in manga form how this is just like, okay, like,
yeah,
we did the thing. I guess we had an arc on a train. Choo choo. Right, that's what I'm supposed to say.
You could tell that it fit the movie format very well.
Yeah, I have to say. Like, so this is the thing. Mingo brought this up. You watched this specifically because and rated it specifically on the what do you call it? The
aspects of it being a movie, not a.
Well, the advertisement saying it's a good movie. It's not a good anime movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can after watching it. I'm sorry, Carlos. I don't mean to bite your style.
No, go.
I just mean after seeing it. Okay, yeah, that movie has like distinct parts. You could kind of not know everything that was going in and still get something out of it. I could understand why you marketed it that way. Do I think it succeeds without seeing the show? Probably not as much. But I could see why you would tell people, hey, maybe go watch this movie. And then, like, if that interested you, like, more than the parts that happened on screen, maybe go check the show out. It actually does. Yeah. I feel like it does a decent job of that. I don't want to say on its own it's a good movie, because I feel like it would be lacking. But as like an advertisement for the series to be like, yo, if you like the things that were going on here, maybe go catch up, and then season 2 will happen at some point.
Like it's a hella
I
good
feel
one
like,
shot.
yeah, it really, I think it fit the format good. Like,
Like
also, it was 2 hours.
yes,
That's like 6 fucking episodes. That's half a season. I think it excelled for like fitting all that story into what is ostensibly maybe I'd say an hour and 45 minutes. I did not time the credits, but
they weren't that long. It
no,
eats up a
they
lot.
really weren't.
They
Yeah,
really do eat up a lot of their hour or a lot of their two
yeah,
hours. It's good for it.
yeah. Which I thought was kind of amazing. Like we ended up sitting through like the whole credits just for like the music and stuff. And I was like, oh, those weren't long at all. That really was basically 2 whole ass hours.
Yep.
Like that's wild for an anime movie, but I think for like an adaptation movie for like a continuing series, not many series do that and do it that well.
I am struggling to find anything that I would compare to this in terms of how well it did. Because I want to slightly take over again here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am
Talk.
in the complete opposite camp I was of the series for the movie. I loved this movie. This is everything I was hoping the anime series was going to do. And the production quality doesn't even look that different. It really doesn't.
No,
The chief,
it looks like 6 episodes of the show made back to back to back. That's literally it.
mm-hmm.
It's the same quality.
Yeah, which like boggles my mind because I guess I don't know. Maybe there's a different direction or directors in terms of that because this basically does exactly what I wanted the anime to do in terms of like it expands on what is
Presented.
just done in presented in the manga in the way that everything is so much clearer. Like I remember this arc and reading it and being like, oh, they're making a movie out of this. Like that was my entire time reading it because it's just not that interesting. I don't think it's even that many chapters in all honesty. I think they actually made it seem a lot longer in the movie than they did in the chapters themselves, not very big chapters. But like just being a part of this and seeing like the whole like the beginning of it. Like I will, to be fair, I was working out for like the first hour of this, so my endorphins were high, so maybe that's also painting my picture of it. But I remember like working out and having it on my off screen while I was playing and being like, I'm actually kind of digging this. Like I kept like looking away from my screen, looking on to watch the movie. It's like this is actually hitting. Like that entire first sequence with Rengoku after things first start going down. I'm sorry, Rengoku. Yes, thank you. Rengoku. The first time that things go down.
Well, fake go down, right?
Like yeah, fake go down. That entire thing, that was just so not impressive in the manga. Like that was like a few stills, in all honesty. And the way they made it, they made that a whole ass thing. And that was so cool. Like everything in this movie was just a few panels in the manga, but they make a whole ass thing and they expand on it. And they involve the importance of it. And like you feel the weight to this as opposed to like in the series the arcs are covered. I never felt weight in the series. Ever. I just didn't. Nothing was drawn and presented to me in a way that I felt anything there. But this, oddly enough, did feel like that because it felt like there were stakes. A part of that could be the fact that they were on a time limit of being on the train, things of that nature itself. But
yeah.
I
mean, I will say a thing I saw with this is like a thing I'd never seen before with following people that like were into Demon Slayer. Like, and maybe this is just because like the people I follow are way more into the anime than that, but I even follow like a few Japanese artists. And like after this came out, I saw people like buying replica swords for Rengoku and like all this shit, and I'm like, damn, people really like this fucking movie, huh?
Yo, look, when I say that the way they did this movie, they did it in just like a fucking One Piece villain. All right, and they literally made you fall in love with this character within 5 minutes. Like I feel like that's the amount of time you've actually like really gotten to see and hear from Rengoku. is
I
in
mean
a total of
that
5 minutes.
initial thing that Carlos is talking about kind of does the job, and it's just
Yeah.
it's like this is the brain poison that I am, and I know you'll agree to this, Mingo. Dude literally gets 2 squash matches back to back, and you're like, I love him, but like
Yeah,
it
that's fact.
works.
It works.
Like
It totally works.
And
he knocks he KOs 2 jobbers, and then you're like, this is my best friend.
Like honestly, they couldn't even write a wrestling character as good as they wrote Rengoku.
And I gotta be honest with you, that's kind of what made me so happy because they made Rengoku matter. When I tell you this arc was so unenjoyable in the manga form for me, and like now that I'm seeing it's like, damn, they did Rengoku so dirty in the manga because once again, this is not a lot of chapters. This is not a big arc. This is a very short arc and a very boring arc in the manga, and uh, Rengoku's whole story in this arc is like when I saw everyone was like all cheering about it when I was like my entire time I was so cynical about this movie because I was like I've read this. It's not going to be
Mhm.
that impressive. That character is not enjoyable really. Especially when like our only experience of Rengoku outside of this is from the little bit that he's available in the series where he's honestly kind of like a oblivious
He's like
ass.
he's like the rest of the rest of the God, what the fuck are they called?
I don't know what you're referencing. Give me a series, give me
Uh,
something.
He's referencing the God, they're like the top 7 or top 8 or whatever.
but yes, the fuck, what the hell are they called? God damn it, the
They're like
swords,
the
the Hashira,
Harishimas or
the
Yeah.
something. There you
Hashira.
go.
Yeah, he's one of the Hashira, and all of them are painted to be giant eccentric assholes
Mm-hmm.
when you first see them in the show, which is like that's the thing, right? Like they're so outside of what you expect and like what would be the norm. They're all like it's funny the one guy that you see that's played by Johnny Young Bosch in the dub, like he's the only one that acts like you would expect like a top rank like like demon hunter would be. He's serious all the time. He's a fucking dickhead, and like the thing is no one else likes him. But everybody else is like this weird eccentric like asshole kind of, when you first meet them with Tanjiro and everyone.
I
Just real
wouldn't
quick.
say it.
Just real quick. To go back to the series real quick. I completely forgot about the I don't think I'm just like lying in the manga. Because that happens. That's legitimate. And
Oh.
I almost choked on my drink when that happened.
It's good. It's so good.
I forgot how big of a dork that character is compared to everybody else. Sorry, go on.
Aside from that line, he's played so straight compared to everybody else. Everybody else has these weird quirks. It's like, what the fuck is up with this person? And he is just like the single hard ass who no one likes because he's the giant hard ass. It's just so good. Like I like his character for that. I'm not predisposed to like anyone that Johnny Young Bosch plays in anime. That's not true. That's not true. I was about to be real stupid right there, but I'm not gonna do it. Um.
Just call your phone quick.
Anyway,
Yeah, but like and a part of this as well. This like I said, what they give Rengoku's story in this, it was so amazing, and like it was everything that they needed to make that character matter. Because I'm gonna be honest, in the manga, I did not feel the character mattered.
yeah, and it's
Like
it's real
it's
funny.
especially and because I just want to get this out there. Like I said with the fight
Yeah.
scenes in the anime, where you can kind of just tell they're more like moving motions in the on the plane, or moving characters on the actual rotating plane or whatever it is. Like they expanded on the fights in here. They made these fights actually
Mm,
cool and enjoyable because a lot of the stuff you'll maybe get a still of the attacks being called out, but they don't
sure.
really show like this is what they do in this movie that they don't do in the series of oh no they choreographed a fight and then drew it made it happen.
Yeah,
For me
I can definitely see that.
yeah, especially Rengoku's fight at the end. Like
Uh,
that was what sold me so much because it was like, okay,
mhm.
they did a pretty good job, with the first antagonist uh part of this movie and the whole like
Also,
The
real
key
quick,
ending the second. Go ahead. Sorry.
just 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 for anyone who doesn't want to be spoiled for anything, duck out now and come back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, like I'll try to avoid direct narrative sayings on there, but if you have half a brain, you're probably gonna piece things together.
I don't know. I don't know. I have things to say that I need to say.
Okay, well then enter at your own risk. I'll try to see if there's any way to edit things out, but we'll see,
In
folks.
the podcast description, Carlos, maybe note down when this happens and when we get off it, and then just say spoilers for Mugen Train.
Yo, but I mean,
Okay.
the movie's been out already for like what, a month or two?
No, but it just went on Funimation last Tuesday. It's
Yeah,
been
but I
out
mean,
for
there's
a
no
week
way
and a
in hell you
day.
ain't spoiled from Twitter or Facebook or hell even Reddit.
I will say before watching this, I didn't know.
Let me see
Bless
here.
thy heart.
I know. I'm so glad. This is the thing. I have been so wrong about spoilers in the past that I'm just like I can see anything and it all just rolls off my back like a fucking wet duck or whatever the fuck. Like
I
that's just
give you
how it
two
goes.
props for that because you made it rhyme and it sounded really good.
Actually didn't mean to. I wish I did. That was pretty good. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel so strongly about this because me and Carlos, but me and also just me, I just experienced it that I do kind of want to get into it a little bit. So
Okay, I'm just making a spoiler tag right now to go ahead and put on the
the video,
um on the video.
yeah,
Let me see here.
I just this is way more than like I'm a couple weeks removed from watching this or whatever. I'm kind of like in it, and I do want to just talk. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that have seen it and will want to, just hear thoughts. So I feel like we should just go in, you know?
Okay. Okay. Like I said, I am literally just trying to get that set up here.
You're good. This is no way influenced by the old fashioned that I have drank. That's a lie, but
All right, go ahead. A reminder to audio listeners: this is about to be the spoiler territory. Check the description for an actual area where to skip to.
I mean I'll get into what you were saying about
Okay.
first fight, second fight. Like
Yeah. Sorry, I started editing, and that was a
no,
dangerous
I
thing.
just know that
Uh,
even getting into like first antagonist, it would be spoilers for people because the way the back half of the back fourth of this movie happens.
kind of, yeah. So, I mean, we'll get into like I said before. Like the whole thing about it is, how would I put this?
You don't have to pull
There is
punches. Remember, we got the thing up.
there is no weight to the death in this movie, in the manga.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I tell you how cynical my brain was when I heard the announcement of this movie, I was like, oh yeah, sure. I mean, oh, people are fawning over Rengoku being pretty boy. I'm like, cool. He was not gonna do much, so who cares? And then they like
isn't even pretty.
um Annie Twitter would like to have a word with you. But like that whole sequence at the beginning where he's established as a big brother type. That is such a quick, unimportant thing that honestly kind of makes him seem more, if anything, like an asshole in the manga because you don't get the full context of, how they're speaking or how he's reacting to it then. So it just seems like he's just idolizing himself. It doesn't really sound like what it does like in the movie of, oh, he wants to like care about his younger versions, his juniors.
That's one for the jar.
Oh, do we need to bring up the tallies? Because I can do
We,
that.
we literally don't need to, but I heard it.
So the thing with this is that for Rengoku, like, I'm so happy with the attention and the special treatment he got in this because he doesn't get it in the manga. They made Rengoku matter, which I didn't see happening. Again, I knew the whole time that he was going to die in the end. I knew the whole time of how he was going to die. And I just remember reading in the manga and it having absolutely no fucking weight and being done so quickly. If I remember correctly, the entire fight for Rengoku and the second antagonist is a few pages in like one chapter. It's not a big deal. If I'm remembering correctly. I remember it not feeling like a big deal. But then it happens in the movie, and like I said, they did exactly what wanted to. They made these two fight nuts go crazy, and they animated and they choreographed a whole fight that wasn't even remotely to that level in the manga, and just made it so special. Especially when it was two different types of fighters. Like there are ways that they didn't have to do what they did for it to go ahead and make one the second demon that comes up that they have to fight be as important as or as impressive as he is. But they also didn't do anything with Rengoku. They could have just done like what they do with the, basically what they do with the anime, because it's what happens in the manga of just special moves, and eventually, they they lose, or the Hashira aren't as strong as the demons. It's kind of like a running theme of like, oh, they're just the this is where it establishes that Hashira is strong, but the upper 12 really are just that crazy stronger. This is where you learn of like, oh, this is why it's going to be so difficult and why the weight's going to be so much, because these demons are, like they said before, they keep saying in the manga and the anime everywhere that the upper 12 have not changed for centuries. They kill Hashira regularly. So just seeing that and then having it hold the weight that it does. I forgot the whole thing about his flashbacks and what they were going to mean. Like everything was so. I'm so happy that they gave Rengoku the love that he did not get in the manga, in my opinion.
You think it's just with pacing?
Um,
Do you think it's because you were forced to sit with things for longer? I'm not. I am not talking about the fight specifically, because of course that is going to be longer to process in animation than reading it in manga format.
mhm.
But like, I think it's just the nature of like watching the anime, and you're forced to sit here in this really slow, like gentle, calm flashback of a scene that it gives it more weight.
Mm, I'm gonna say no, but I think it's the main difference between the anime and this movie, because I noticed a lot in the anime. I don't think the anime is directed well. I think the director fails miserably in Demon Slayer anime. The cuts of the episodes are just so janky to me. That's what stood out so much for me. Of where the episodes end, they just end so abruptly, in my opinions. My opinion of like, okay, well, this part of the chapter is done. We're gonna move on to next episode. Things of that nature. Like the saving grace for me in watching this was the fact that I was watching it on Netflix, where I could skip the opening and ending and just keep things moving, because otherwise it would have been so janky, in my opinion. Like I don't agree with 90% of the endings or 90% of the choices of where to end episodes in the anime, because it's just so weird. It's so weird to me. It's just so off. Whereas opposed to this, the movie was a complete thought. They didn't have to worry about the episode ending, or whoever plans the endings of the episodes in the series. They seem to have not been a matter like, or had to, either they weren't involved with the movie, or they didn't have to worry about whatever reason they're worrying about that in the anime the way it is, and that's what sold it on me. Because that's the big thing. The anime, in my opinion, is just trying to accomplish what the manga did and not really add to it. This movie was made to expand and really celebrate the manga, and it shows. I just think it's just directed and plotted better.
I mean, it's probably the nature of the two mediums, right? Is like,
Yeah.
with the anime, you're trying to fit as many chapters in as you can episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say it's like a squish or whatever, but it's one of those things like you're not giving you don't have the option to give breadth to every fight scene, to every, every flashback moment, every character interaction that you'd like to, to be able to make people sit with it in a way. And then with
Yeah.
the movie, it's like, well, we have only so many chapters. What's our runtime? And then they're like, anywhere from probably an hour and a half to 2 hours. And it's like, okay, we can probably take time and expand upon things, and you know, give it that at times kind of like weird, like I don't want to say breakneck pace, because that usually means that it's going fast, but like that whiplash of everything's going hard, everything's going a million miles a minute, and then boom, stop, wait, we're gonna take our time, you know, in this flashback and give you everything as like, I don't want to say painfully slow, but like we're going to expand upon it and give it the breadth that it deserves to have that emotional impact that you want with a scene like this.
Well, you know,
Instead of like, okay, well, you need to know that he remembers this, and then some shit happens afterwards, right?
Galen, look at it like this. Each episode of an anime is roughly what, 24, 22, 20, 22 to 24 minutes
Mm-hmm.
in a whole. So then you minus out about a minute 10, minute 17 for OP, and then another, what, maybe another minute 10, minute 12 for an ED. And not to mention, like, if they're doing preview or anything like that. So all in all, you get like maybe at best, you know, 20 minutes worth of anime at best. And that's me being like generous. So like
Mm-hmm.
you take that and then like compare it to how much of a movie that actually gets to show how much of that. And you said it earlier too. It's like 2 hours. That's like 6 episodes. That's half of a standard anime. So
Yeah.
And I
it's not so much that of it being a squash. It's more of it being just the medium itself. They have room to actually give it that polish.
well, what I'm gonna say in a kind of a way, I don't know if it's like more aligned with that or arguing with it, but and I don't think I'm actually said it out loud. In my opinion, Demon Slayer isn't that well written of a narrative. In all honesty, there's not a lot there. So like for the anime, I almost get it because there's no real time to let it breathe like here on Mugen Train. Because once again, Mugen Train, the arc in the manga, not a whole lot going on there. Very boring arc. Like that's why I had no faith in this movie when it was first announced. But because they were able to let it breathe along with the plot points in the arc, that's what I feel makes it a success as a movie. And they can't really do that in the anime because the arcs in Demon Slayer, for one, in my opinion, aren't that great. Not that well written, but they just go 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 go, like, and not in like the fun way because I normally love like constant progression. It's they're the same arc every time, in my opinion. As someone who's read the entire series, they're the same arc every time. So there's just not a lot to expand on narratively. I think in the, as you were kind of saying before, Gallant, as a series. But if they go with like the basic story, the narrative structure they have on there, then they can expand to let it breathe and have some room, and then add on to it in terms of the fight scenes, things of that nature. That makes for a good story, I feel. But it's just that might be part of it. There's Demon Slayer is a really cool series, but I feel it's a little hard to work with.
Yeah, I feel you there. And I mean, the other thing is, I'm pretty sure this is the mangaka's first serialization too.
Possibly.
So, like, more power to her at this point.
Yeah.
But like, so that I don't really mind. I look back a lot on a lot of the shonen anime I enjoyed at the time, and just go, yeah, it was really a lot of just kind of the same thematically and stuff.
Yeah.
So I give it the pass. There's a lot of people that haven't really experienced something like this before, so I get why it's popular. I'm in on it. I'm having fun with it for whatever, but like this, the movie was paced really well. I think it's super funny. The last fight is the weirdest fucking part of the whole movie. It's so, and like I can only imagine what this felt like reading the manga. It's so out of nowhere that like, and mind you, I like this. I think it's very good. I think it's the reason you watch the fucking movie. But like, man, all right, I'm unannounced. I'm here to show you why you should actually fear these higher demons other than the name and the rank. And yeah, I'm gonna kill the boy. Like, what? Like that? It's so fucking funny. I remember watching the movie and seeing the two dream squash fights. And I said to my mom, I'm like, wow, way to build up a character so it feels great when so it feels awful when he fucking dies. And then it fucking happened by the end of the movie. I was like by the climax of the first fight, I was like, this motherfucker hasn't done shit. Yeah, like conceptually, yes, he has kept 5 trains of this demon's body under control or whatever, but he hasn't done jack shit. And the end of the movie is like, hold my beer. are you ready for a fight out of nowhere?
Hmm.
I mean, but isn't that anime in a nutshell?
It 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 is, but
Well,
it's like it's so sudden. Like you build up Goku only for him to get smacked down by the androids and then go train more, right?
hmm
But like there's all this stuff talked up about Rengoku. He helps a lot, but also Tanjiro also takes out the main antagonist. And then someone comes that Tanjiro can't even fathom to fight, and then we have to see this character who seems invincible die. You know, I don't mind it, but I agree with Carlos. Like on like on like a narrative level, it's kind of cheap. But the way the movie presents it is, I was all in. Like
yeah.
I was like, you got to be kidding me! They're just gonna throw a strong guy at us at the end so we can have an epic fight. That's stupid. And I was watching the fight, going, "This is the best thing I've ever seen."
Yep.
Not ever,
It's a
not
great
ever,
fight, but
but like it's incredible.
I think Carlito mentioned it. It sets up showing how powerful the enemy is
Mhm,
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if we're being real, we just saw Kanjiro, you know, kind of defeat two of the members and such, you know.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's like you really didn't have a feel of what your enemy is. At least in Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, when Goku gets clapped, it gives you a sense of like, okay, this enemy ain't nothing to fuck with. But
Yeah,
like they were hard fought fight. Kanjiro didn't come out of those unscathed, but they didn't really tell you how scary the enemy is.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they have to give you that threat, right? And like, this is
Yeah,
the thing. I also completely agree with Tanjiro at the end. That motherfucker didn't win. That motherfucker
they,
ran
Yeah.
away.
and it I guess it showed like
Bitch made.
that's the greatest thing though. It helped you still believe in Rengoku as a top tier character.
Hmm.
You know, it didn't leave you thinking, man, I can't believe they gave us the best one and he just got clapped. No, they set it up very nicely and now we
Oh,
know that he went out like a champ.
Yeah.
dude, when the different times where he's dragging his sword through the dude's neck is just like, I never
Mhm.
wanted anything more in my life for his sword to just fucking cut through. I was so
And like
fucking mad. I was
and that
so mad.
that's what I love the most about the movie though, was that it gave you that sense of a child again, you know, like
Hmm.
when you're first watching anime and like you don't care about storylines, you don't care about build-ups, art, none of that. You
Hmm.
just you just want the villain to lose.
Yeah, you
And like
want the hero to succeed in this like
and
way that's beyond belief.
it captures that feeling so well that you really just you get engulfed in it and you're just like, my
Hmm.
God, I can't believe I just that's like I told you, you cried over a character that you only knew for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, somehow, amazingly.
Amazingly. And and it just that's why like as a movie, like as a as like a film, it's a damn good film. You
Yeah,
know,
like as long as you're willing to like, as long as you have the mindset of, I don't need everything explained to me, you could go into this movie and enjoy it. And for anyone that's listened to us talk about this and hasn't seen it, go watch it. Do yourself a favor. Like, we, for knowing what happens, for like, us saying very specific things, doesn't do it justice. It's done
it
so
really
well
doesn't.
on screen that like it's worth seeing. The emotions that it can get from you with the performances, the art, the just everything in there is just so worth seeing. And like, if you could go make a Funimation trial account, make one, make a burner, go watch it. It's not going to be there for long. I miss this with Shin Godzilla. Like, Funimation doesn't keep movies on there forever, so go check it out. It's a good way. It's a decent way to spend 2 hours if you like anime, and if it gets you into Demon Slayer, yeah, why not?
And like
And
just as a this is
I
a
think
small
that's
port.
just where I end on that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
And
think I've
like
said
and
everything I can without repeating myself.
I hope they don't lose this fire when they come back for their season 2, because this is technically supposed to be the moment that teaches you, and this is going to be an ongoing narrative thread in the series from this point on, of we need, like, what they don't really show in the anime, where they don't really, in my opinion, they fail to really elaborate on in the anime because they don't show threats. The Demon Slayers are on the losing side. They
Hmm.
are deeply underpowered.
Yeah,
The Hashira are not as strong as the upper 12.
yeah. The upper six, right? The upper half of the 12,
yeah,
upper
the
six.
upper six.
Yeah, I mean they
But
even state that like the upper six have killed many Hashira, and no Hashira has conquered an upper six in forever,
yeah, like it's
centuries,
just
right?
yeah, it's been centuries. Like it's just straight up
Yeah.
a matter of like no, like the good guys are on the losing side of this. They don't have it. They are not on equal playing fields. This is a uphill battle. So I'm really hoping they don't lose that, because that effectively is what it's going to be from this point on. Of it's everyone having to come to terms with the fact that no, there is no Goku in this series.
He did.
There is just there's just constant having to push forward, and a lot of times like it's from this point on, like Rengoku is there to teach you no one is safe, because no one is safe. Like there's just going to be constant loss at this point, narratively within the series in one form or another, because the Demon Slayers are on the losing side. So I hope they don't lose that fire, and I'm pretty good at ending there on it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a
You know?
very good uphill battle, and I'm enjoying it. That's what I wanted to stay, because there are a lot of shonens that have a problem where the MCs get too powerful.
Oh,
Nope. The internet was like, "Fuck up, Mingo. No one cares."
the internet saw Mingo exposition and it was like, nope, too far. Hold on. The message is not landing. We may have lost. Oh, there we go.
Yo, depression. I just had like a badass little talk with my brother who's not even paying attention. He legit just looked at me right now and said, "What?"
All right, Mingo. So
Goddamn.
did you want to go for your thought again?
No, I'm gonna get the rope real quick.
Stop it.
um, no, what I was gonna say is, because I don't feel like saying it all again. The movie did a really good job of showing you why you love watching shonens.
Yeah.
You're not watching it for in like two deep characters, a deep story. You're watching it for the feeling. That feeling of we're gonna conquer this. That you're there with the character. Like that's what the movie made me feel. It was like, holy shit. I just cried for this dude and I didn't even know him. They didn't give him nothing in the series itself as far as like an anime watcher goes. But yet I cried for him. And now I want his students to actually go and be better. And I think that's what the series does good in a whole, is that it makes you, despite your feelings on, Tanjiro's on how his morals are with the villains and such. I think we can both feel that you gotta love that triumph he has after conquering something. Like early on in the series when he had to cut that stone in half,
Mm-hmm.
uber hyped when he cut the stone.
Oh yeah.
Like that was a really good training arc. The minute
Yeah.
he was able to cut that stone, you were like, "Yo, he fucking did it!" Yeah. And that's what this does really well. And
I'd
like
say like that.
now,
Sorry, go ahead. Go finish first.
no, go ahead.
I'm gonna say like I honestly was kind of sad about that part, because in the manga, that the whole kids thing, it's better hidden. It's so better hidden.
Yeah, but you
Like
got look. I'm
I
real.
I didn't catch it in the manga when I was reading it at first, because they don't go into the details are not as clear in terms of the time frame necessarily in the manga,
Mm-hmm.
or how things they don't mention like the disappearing so much, but like so in the manga, like that whole sequence was hidden way better. That was like the only sad part about it for me.
Yeah, but you gotta remember though, you have to keep some sort of separations of how you say medium,
Mm-hmm.
because one's always gonna outdo the other, and the constant look back can often hurt the medium itself. But I mean like, but the main point of it was mainly just like him finally climbing that mountain or cracking that rock. You know what I mean? And then the
Yeah,
double reference when he kills the demon who was, the representation of that rock again. And like that's what I really, I have a feeling that Demon Slayer is gonna do pretty good when it finally like as it progresses.
Yeah, and I mean, like the other thing is, Carlos. Like the one thing they do good in the movie is like the demons are not. You are not meant to feel for anyone that dies in that movie. on the opposing side.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which I was like, okay, finally, like they don't have to give us, you know, they don't have to give us this every time, which was one thing I enjoyed. But yeah, we can
Oh,
and
don't
we
get used
should
to it.
move
But go
on.
on.
I mean, yeah, no. I'm not at all. That definitely feels like the most movie thing to do is like we are not gonna try and draw this out. Like there's so much we didn't even talk about everybody's interiorities and stuff, and we don't need to. Go enjoy the movie. Go watch that. But like, I think the part with like the person who is set to kill Tanjiro, I like that moment.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like yes, Tanjiro is
that might
very much a pure anime protagonist, but like to see someone affected by that in a real way is like I
be
don't know.
the one that
It,
might be
it
the
like
one
it like
time.
hit me different.
That might be the one time in Demon Slayer as a whole, as a series, where it does redemption right, in my opinion, of that person accepts their wrongdoing, confronts the person that they did wrong, and the person they did wrong makes their own decision whether or not they forgive them. And that's like the one time that it comes full circle in Demon Slayer for
Yeah.
me.
And it's like that was just like super nice to me. It was like I didn't need anything from anyone in that segment, but like I got more than I more than I bargained for. And it's
Yeah.
definitely, I'll be vague about this, but yeah, what's his ass dies. Anyway, move on.
Real quick, I will say I'm still salty on the fact that they still try to go for that cheap tear grab
Yeah.
with
Which one?
the first one, the first villain.
Yep.
I don't even think that's a tear grab. I think it's like
No, they if you go rewatch it, Gallant, they literally not only do the music that they usually do for each sympathetic villain, but they even gave him like the sad last words before he like turned to ash.
I mean, sure, but like I don't know, there like nothing in that told me have sympathy.
No,
It was like
the
yeah,
way the
the villain can have regrets, but like I was like yeah, suffer bitch. Like that
yeah, that,
that
but
that
that's what
whole
I mean though.
moment
Like
like but like the thing is they have to do it, right? Like that's the tenor they have set for every demon death, right?
I guess so, but
I don't know. That
They
it's
to
don't
me is
gotta
supposed
like
do it, but they're
the
gonna.
yeah.
no, I mean that to me is just the juxtaposition of like Iron Blooded Orphans spoilers when Minazuki fucking kills people out of mechs and they're playing the
Yeah.
get hype. The heroes are doing something cool, and no, this guy literally splattered people against his giant club that weren't trying to fight him. Like
Facts.
there's a there's a I don't know. To me, the dissonance is the point, right?
Hmm.
I feel like you were supposed to be like, okay, yeah, sap it up. I don't fucking care. Just like how in Iron Blooded Orphans, you're supposed to be like, no, this isn't cool. No, I'm not going to be excited for murder.
Sorry,
You
folks.
know what?
I only had the spoiler tag on the one instance, not this one.
Dude, that show's like 5 years old. It's fine.
Yeah, for real. If you
We're
haven't seen
we're out
Iron
we're
Blooded
outside
Orphans
the
yet,
we're outside the spoiler thing. Also, that's not even a plot spoiler. If you were actually hype at that moment, go feel bad. You're not supposed to feel hype at that moment. It's gun.
I need to
hey,
not
you want
remember
to
that
really
name.
feel bad? Watch watch the fucking Ishbal and War recap in Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Every time every time I see the scene where fucking Lieutenant Armstrong, the strong arm alchemist, creates the wall, and they get gunned down, and he's there in a fetal position, losing his fucking mind. That makes me cry every fuck. I'm tearing up just like
But
thinking
that's
about it
that's
right now.
intended. They don't even play hype music there. They're like,
No,
no, all of these people are war criminal. You're supposed
like
to.
it breaks my heart every time to see that scene because you know he just didn't want it. Like,
It sucks.
oh,
He's a good dude.
that's
But
my favorite character.
when you getting paid to put people against the execution wall, you gonna make the execution wall. That's just how it goes.
This is fucked up. Then that like literally thinking about the Iron Blood Orphan scene, like it made me think of that scene just because of how opposite it is.
There's another scene that I watched recently that gave me those feels, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
Anyway,
Oh, we
Cool.
talked about it. It was slime.
yeah.
Oh,
It's that one episode of Slime where it's like the heroes are doing the thing, and you step back and go, the heroes are committing a lot of violence against people that rotted against themselves, but also this is bad.
Actually, it's both of those combined into one because you were hype when they're getting their asses kicked or when that one dude got his head chopped off.
Yeah. Anyway.
You have now reached the spoiler-free zone. All right,
Sorry,
then, folks.
Carlito.
No, it's all good. I know we're going wrong. It's a premiere episode, so it's good, but let's move on. I still got to edit this tomorrow.
I mean, you can cut this. Should we cut stories?
No. What
Alright.
stories?
I don't know. Just like, should we just move the updates? Keep the episode short.
Oh, that's good. Let's go to the catalog updates. Yeah.
Okay.
We're not doing stories. We're going straight to catalog updates.
Oh, okay. Well, the stories were in the doc, so I was expecting.
Oh no, the stories are always in the doc. I keep them so I don't lose them. We would decide beforehand if we're gonna do stories or not. So no, you're good.
This literally shows how much I keep up with things. Okay. Anyway, catalog updates. These are animes added to services, within the last week, right?
Yeah, within the last week.
Couple days. All right. So first up, we got Funimation. We got Muhu. I said this 30 times in my head and said it wrong the first time out of my mouth. Muhyo and Roji's Bureau of Supernatural Investigation, as well as That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Season 2 Part 2. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Omega dub is also up on there. High Dive adds the Made in Abyss Dawn of the Deep Soul film. I'm going to be watching that this weekend, and I'm going to be sad as fuck.
Hello, depression.
Again, another thing Mingo is like 6 months ahead of me on. All right.
I am depressed.
Crunchyroll also having That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Part 2, Season 2 Part 2. I'm Standing on a Million Lives Season 2, SD Gundam World Heroes. The Aquatope on White Sand is also added. The Idaten deities. Okay, I'm sorry. The Idaten deities only know peace is also something added. Girlfriend, another series. Peach Boy Riverside. My Next Life as a Villainess. All routes lead to Doom X, which I guess that's season 2, right?
Yes.
I'm not crazy. Okay, yeah. Drugstore in Another World. The Slow Life of a cheat pharmacist. Not cheap.
Nope.
Cheat pharmacist. Okay. And a remake
Good
of Our
insight.
Life. Those are all Crunchyroll updates. And then Netflix. Words bubble. I can't even make noises. Words bubble up like soda pop, and Godzilla Singular Point both added. I've decided to do this cold. I have decided to go into this cold every time because reading this 30 times before I say it didn't make a lick of fucking difference.
You sounded great.
Nah, it was terrible. I'm gonna add more personality to it next time. I'm gonna make Oruga sounds and shit.
That's why I was right behind you. I was making dumb noises or saying something.
Sorry, folks. It's literally my first time on it. But I figure we should give Carlos a little bit of a break.
Especially after Singular Point.
Yeah, really. I love how that was literally the last thing on the list, Carlos. Gotta leave him with a banger, huh?
Listen, I'll take Singular Point being on there because it looks a lot easier when somebody else is fucking that up, don't it? But
Hey,
also, I do want to note real quick. I had forgotten you were going to be the one reading that, so just so everyone knows, Mahuyo and Ryoji's Bureau of Supernatural Investigation, that is on there as well. Made in Abyss will be coming this week as well. But outside of that, everything else, The Slime Part 2, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, and everything beneath that, and Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop, those are all incoming. I made a mental note of that, but I did not copy it down because I was under the mindset of I'm still going to be reading it. So I do apologize. I'll make sure not to do that next time. But yeah, those of what you went ahead and read, the Mahoyo and Ryoji, Made in the Abyss, Godzilla Singular Point are the only ones available right now. The rest are announcing for the upcoming season of summer.
Hey, quick question. The girlfriend, is that girlfriend or girlfriend ex-girlfriend?
Girlfriend.
I mean, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend would be read the same way. This was a whole Hunter x Hunter discourse over the weekend, and
See,
I'm still mad.
That's what I was at. That's why I was asking because there is an anime right now that was out called Girlfriend Ex-Girlfriend.
You got to be kidding me! Wait, there's 2?
Probably.
That's why I'm asking.
No, I double checked it to go straight off of the I double checked to go ahead straight off of the website I pulled it from, and they did have it as girlfriend, not girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. I'm actually very careful about that.
Okay, cool. I just double checking just because
Yeah.
I don't want
Well,
my hopes
no,
to get open.
it's anime titles. They throw X in there all over the place, so I do check for those. Yeah. No, you're right. It's a good thing. Like
Yeah,
I've trained
like,
myself
that's
to
why.
check for that.
I'm literally not finding girlfriend, ex-girlfriend anywhere, Mingo.
Really?
It's get all my results are mysterious girlfriend X.
See, I remember that one. That one made me sad. I'm gonna have to
Are
double
you sure
check.
it was a series? You just get pulled in some kind of like
Girlfriend,
Twitter
girlfriend,
tag?
Wikipedia. I'm finding that one.
Yeah, cause wasn't that girlfriend ex girlfriend? Wasn't that the Yuri NTR? Or I'm getting it tripped
No,
up with something else.
no. You, God, Jesus, you're probably thinking of NTR.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
No. I'm literally talking. I believe the official manga is titled that. It's here on my shelf somewhere. Where the fuck is it?
So you know what I'm talking about, right? Like I'm not
Yeah,
tripping.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like Netsuzo's Trap or something like that, but it's like literally
Dang.
abbreviated as NTR. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
Okay.
that's years old at this point. Yeah,
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not tripping.
yeah. Wow, where did I already give that
Wow.
manga away? I must have. It wasn't great.
Anyway, so moving on, we're gonna take our shot at new announcements. Sentai Filmworks did license the Magical Girl Sight anime. I swear we said it correctly. It is actually called Magical Girl Sight. It was originally premiered on the Amazon Prime Video featurette or service back in the day in 2018, but it will now be going through Sentai Filmworks, so probably going on High Dive at some point in the future. Another update. So I'm a spider. So what anime delays episode 24 due to production issues? As we mentioned, I think not last week, but the week before, possibly. The Crunchyroll premieres or Crunchyroll originals being a problem. This is another thing about this. They have not stated why the production issues are occurring. They have not had an update in terms of when it will be or what's even really causing it. They're just kind of even a blank slate. So hopefully that does come out in a timely fashion. I will update this if it becomes more available. But for right now, that series ain't ending at the last episode, apparently. So, best of luck, y'all. Also, Sentai Filmworks licensed First Girls und Panzer das Finale anime film. So you're going to go ahead and see it on High Dive as well. Maybe we might get some releases on there. We'll see. Neil, The World Ends With You game's final trailer reveals the demo will be released on June 25th. There's a 5-minute trailer up as well. If you play the demo, it will go ahead and carry over your save data to the fully released version of the game later. Not June 25th, July 25th. I'm going to have to double check that. I don't know why. Oh, no, it's reading. The demo came out on June 25th. The game comes out in late July. So that's what's going on there. Square Enix announced a new anime production type of event. It's going to be Deep Insanity Project gets a TV anime by Silverlink, and that is due out in October. The Muv Love alternative Total Eclipse game is coming to the West on PC this winter. NIS America to release 4 Legend of the Heroes games in West for PS4, Switch, and PC. Those will be... Let me see here. Legend of Heroes, Trails from Zero. Legend of Heroes, Trails to Azure. Legend of Nayuta, Bondless Trails. Legend of Heroes, Trails into Revere or Ravine. Revire? Whatever. Basically,
Revere?
Riviere, maybe. So Trails games, just so we know, are from I've heard them described as the greatest JRPG that no one plays, meaning you probably won't play these either because there are like 100 of them, and you're probably not gonna get around to it. But I'm gonna try. I own like all the Trails games. I haven't played a single one of them because I'm terrible. Anyway,
Hey,
next
Carlito,
up, what's up?
real quick for the next thing. My brother said that he had saw that the last episode of Spider was supposed to be this Friday, or is supposed to be this Friday, because they announced delayed, and then they said it was supposed to be this Friday that it's gonna air.
Okay, it may not have been updated then on the website. Then that's possible. So possibly this Friday. Double check that yourselves.
Yeah.
Next up, Columbia Pictures has ordered a film script for Made in the Abyss or Made in Abyss manga.
Jeez.
That is Columbia Pictures, as in American Film Studio. They have not stated it's live action, but they're asking for a film script. So we'll see what that really means as time goes on.
Of course, it's live action.
Here and next up, Kingdom Hearts Evangelion singer Hikaru Utada comes out as non-binary because it is. Let me see here. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give it to the West Coast this one time because they still haven't reached a new day yet, and say it's still the last day of Pride Month, and fuck yeah, non-binary power. Happy Pride Month to every member of the LGBTQ plus community. We will see you next year. I swear, if we're still here in strong, I will try to get a proper like fundraiser type thing going on. Just was not possible this year. Love you all. Hope you had a great month.
We will see you every fucking day until next year too. God damn it!
With or without pants and a shirt.
I was gonna say with or without the month that the brands recognize it.
Well, that's true. In fact, do we have the story? Yeah, we'll probably if we can work it in the future. When we get this news, we probably have a good story to go over. But yeah, and then 86 Anime Season 2 has been announced for an October premiere. Chainsaw Man TV Anime's first teaser video has gone ahead and been posted from the MAPPA event. Is it MAPPA or MAPPA?
MAPPA?
Either way.
I've never heard anyone actually pronounce it, so that's why I was curious.
If Japan was going to pronounce it as written, MAPPA.
MAPPA, okay.
Square Enix most people in the West say MAPPA, so whatever.
Okay. Yeah, so I didn't catch the premiere even though I was editing the entire time it was happening, which was odd, the thing to be about. But yeah,
from what I've heard from fans of the manga, this anime is probably going to do what's released.
I could see that. It's finished.
It's gonna do it all, yeah. So interested.
It scares the shit out of me that it looks as clean as it does because there's the number of products they announced that look as good as they do. My first instinct was like, oh god, I hope the teams are having good working conditions.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. It looks like it's at least being done by in the same style as the Jujutsu Kaisen anime. It looks like there's going to be like 3D fights or like a lot of 3D camera movement with 2D animated characters. So we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I think so because I've only ever seen it on the small one. I haven't gotten like a full screen of it, but yeah, it looks insanely good, and hopefully it's don't got blood on its hands. But yeah, I don't know. I've seen like I read the first 30 chapters of Chainsaw Man. I wasn't a big fan of it, but the anime makes me feel like it'll be like with Demon Slayer, much better in the anime format for me at least than it was in the manga. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, also Carlos, remember everything's compromised. Nothing is good.
That's fair. Square Enix Legend of Mana RPG gets an anime. No further details on that, but that's going to happen apparently. They did go ahead. MAPPA again announced an original anime film, Alice and Therese's Illusionary Factory. So this one looked kind of cool, but also kind of creepy. The synopsis I kind of liked on here. Let me see here. Yeah, no, the synopsis is like the most edgelord were important thing ever, but it looks really, really awesome in the trailer it has out for it. But Okada describes the first love fantasy story of you struggling on an uncertain world and fighting fate with love as a weapon. It's got a really cool trailer, I promise you. Just go look it up. It's pretty cool. Once again, that is Alice to Therese's Illusionary Factory. 11 Arts has licensed officially Gintama, the very final anime film. So hopefully we'll be seeing that here in the West sometime in the future. No official dates just yet. They have announced next up that Restaurant to Another World Season 2 will be getting a fall premiere.
Beautiful.
New dates for you. The third Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel film is going to be in U.S. theaters on July 18th and 20th. Nighthead 2041 reveals a July 14th debut. Again, I don't know if you're aware of this or not. If you know, I couldn't find it. I don't know if this is connected to that one anime you like randomly tried out. You said you liked the other head animes.
The other head?
Psycho Head or something like that.
Chaos Head?
Chaos Head, yeah, stuff like that.
No, I don't believe. Is there a? I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the doc at this moment. Is there a semicolon?
Give me. I thought I see no.
Okay, not the same thing. Chaos
Okay.
Head is related to the series of Nitro Plus games that have semicolons in them. Chaos Head, Steins Gate, and Robotics Notes. This has nothing to do with those. I'm I again, I'm not looking at anything. If it doesn't have that, I'm almost 100% sure unrelated.
Okay. Yeah, we'll move on to the next one then. So Type Moon, Melty Blood, Type Lumia. It will get a September 30th launch officially. The new Fate.
Is
God,
that
ready to save me here.
worldwide?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me double check.
So love to
Yes.
have a worldwide release.
Yes. Worldwide release. Worldwide. Let me see here. I don't believe it's gonna be classic. Yeah, it's gonna be Melty Blood, Japanese audio.
Okay.
That's why it's getting so fast. Turnaround.
Okay. So I'm gonna guess that you're asking for clarification on how to say Fate Khalid Liner Prisma Ilia films trailer.
On August 27th premiere. There you go. I shortened this name because I'm not saying the whole fucking thing, and anyone who's got a problem with that can deal with it. Basically, the Monica side story is getting a season 2 on July 31st, and then the final season will be at the end of 2021.
Interesting.
Next up, and I will be watching this, and I'll have thoughts for you all next week. I promise you. Chinese Dynasty Warriors live action film is on Netflix. Probably as of right now, July 1st. It looks just insane and terrible, and it's gonna be so fucking awesome. I'll see you next week with my thoughts.
It looks like they made a fucking Dynasty Warriors movie for people who play the Dynasty Warriors games, which is insane to me.
No, that's exactly what it is. It is not Romance and the Three Kingdoms. It is literally a movie based on the video games, not the poem, the video games.
Incredible. Fucking nightmare.
Woo! I couldn't find a pronunciation for this next one, so if anyone wants to try it, by all means, go ahead. But I'm going to be reading as Tact Op. Anime has gotten an October 5th premiere. And the Nier Reincarnation smartphone game has a launch date in the West of July 28th. No required reading this week because the only required reading I could find to share would have been about Godzilla, and I'm not putting anyone through that. It was an entire article about the science behind Godzilla. I wasn't going to read that. I'm not going to make you read it either.
Fair.
And with that, folks, that's going to go ahead and bring us to the end of our first official episode.
Love me an hour and a half, 2 hour episode 1.
Why did you say that number out loud?
That's fine. You'll edit it down. Carl's doing all the work, y'all. Don't give me any credit. All I do is talk shit and talk anime.
That's why y'all need a sub.
Alright, folks.
Oh, you need subscribe. I thought you meant we needed us. Never mind.
Actually,
I mean, we need that too.
I might have
if we
one.
get at least 10 people to subscribe, I'll put nipple clamps on.
We can't show that legally.
I'm gonna say, I mean, you can do that. I'm not gonna stop you. It's not gonna be on stream, but I mean, physically, I can't stop you from doing that. Legally, I can't stop you from doing that. But I also can't allow you to put it on stream. But I mean, if you want to have that goal for yourself and just let people know that you are doing that for them, by all means, go at it.
The choices, y'all.
I mean, this is what happens when you have 3 people impassioned about one thing that takes up a whole fucking bullshit ass long.
Someone's nipples end up getting put under.
I honestly felt like you were going to people passionate about nipple plants, and
nope.
I just
Mingo completely hijacked what I was saying, which is fine.
Yo, preferably I wouldn't want this because I've had my nipples pierced before and it hurts. Like I almost punched my tattoo artist when he did it.
No, my cousin did that as well. We were at a concert. We had to get this giant dude out of the pit because his girlfriend just could not hang right at the front of it, and to get him up, this dude had reached at one point and just slammed on my cousin's nipple because he needed to grab something, and that's where the hand landed. And yeah.
But to get the people going, I'll put the clamps on.
We all know that the only person that is going to get going when the clamps are on is you.
No, pain don't do that to me. Sadly enough, I would have stayed a pro wrestler if that was the case.
Nah, you would have stayed a pro wrestler if the money was there.
Oh yeah, but also I don't got the spine anymore.
Literally.
My little brother likes to say that God gave me the ultimate nerf.
Oh, that's sad. That's not the ultimate nerf either. You could be way worse off, Mingo.
Hell
I'm
yeah,
not.
I could.
I'm not saying your situation is enviable, but hey,
I don't know.
you're in a decent spot.
I'm in a good spot. I can still walk. I can still talk. My hands work. My ding-a-ling works. We're good.
Oh yes, the trifecta.
I was just letting y'all go.
I literally don't think we have anything else better to go out on. Carlos, just take us out. Take us home.
All right, folks. We'll see y'all next week. Thanks for coming by, and have a good one. Laters.
Bye.
Peace.